Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be doing my video game haul for October, November, and December of 2024. My last game haul was like the first 9 months of the year, and then I kind of went a little crazy here. I've got 10 games to talk about. And I've got three stacks that I'm looking at. I want to talk about them sort of by stack. I think I'll start here. So if you watch my last video, I bought Persona 4 Dancing All Night, the dancing game on Vita. And I bought that just sort of on a whim. I liked Persona 4. I skipped that game when it came out. Let's check it out. And I played a little of it, enjoyed it well enough. But it really made me remember how much I love the PS Vita. It's such a great little handheld. And so I kind of went and just picked up I picked up a few Vita games. Some that I'd been meaning to get for a while. One that like I heard of at the time, but kind of skipped, never really touched. So let's start with those. The first Vita game I got is Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. This is, what is that? Let's Get Physical Edition. I was just browsing Vita games, basically. There was a couple that I'm like, all right, I want to get these, but then I'm like, let's just see what else they've got. And I found this. This is like a collector's edition. It has like an art book and I think a CD. And it was like $40, a pretty good price. And when I buy used games, I am not going to pay more than what its original price was, right? Like, I get that sort of over time the games get harder to find and people mark them up a little bit. That's cool, which is why I'm willing to pay its original release price, but I'm not personally willing to go higher than that. Like, the only exception I make is shipping. Like, if a game was $40 when it came out and I buy it for $39, but then shipping is like $8, like, that's fine. But I'm personally never going to pay more than its original retail price. So this was a good price. It was like $40, I think, a little bit more with shipping, which Vita games were running about that price, and I assume this cost more than that, with like seeing as it's a collector's edition. So I picked this up. I don't really know a whole lot about Senran Kagura. I know it's like an action game. That's basically it. I just know that at the time, this was a series that people were talking about a lot, and I remember seeing it brought up a lot, and it just kind of disappeared after the Vita, died. Um, but yeah, this is a series I just kind of heard of, wanted to check it out. I haven't played this yet. I haven't played any of these. Oh, that's not true. I played one of the games I want to talk about today, um, or maybe a couple actually, but I haven't played that. The next two Vita games are part of a series, one that I enjoy a lot. And so the first game here is Ultra Despair Girls Danganronpa, another episode. And then Danganronpa Killing Harmony, or Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. I bought the first two Danganronpa games when they came out. I had got my Vita not long before they came out. Like, I think they came out at like the end of 2014, start of 2015 maybe, and I had got it just earlier that year, or maybe the end of 2013. I don't remember, but these are some of the like Danganronpa 1 and 2 were some of the first games I got on the Vita, and I enjoyed them. But by the time these games came out, I just wasn't really playing games. The reason I even have I've got this channel and whatnot, and I'm like into anime and manga and stuff, is growing up I played games a lot, but by like 2014ish I was kind of tired of them, just looking for something else. And then I found anime and manga and blah blah blah, and so at that time those sort of consumed my time. I wasn't really touching games much, so I missed a lot of things, including these Danganronpa games. And I have been just I'm picking up Vita games that I had missed, right? So these are two that I wanted right away. And a few years ago, I even looked to see if I could find them for a decent price. But I think V3 was like $60. But I got both of these for a good price, again, below their original retail price, which is my cutoff. So yeah, I haven't played these yet. I'm probably going to play Ultra Despair Girls first, because I think that came first. Yeah, and then maybe eventually I'll watch the anime, because I know they did a couple of Danganronpa 3 anime, which I missed at the time, but I kind of want to get to. But yeah, those are all the Vita games I got. Next, all right. Next up, these three are odd, and I didn't even know they existed until I think earlier this year. Um, Mentioned a few minutes ago, 2014ish. I just got really into anime, and then manga, and then light novels, and it just sort of spiraled out to me finding all these, Japanese things that I was enjoying. And one of the things that I was watching, but obviously don't really talk about on this channel, was Japanese variety shows. And one of those variety shows that was easily accessible, had a lot of episodes, and had a lot of episodes with English subtitles was AK Bingo. I watched like 200 something episodes of that and eventually fell off because like all the members that I liked from the beginning of the show were sort of like slowly no longer showing up, and I just wasn't getting connected with the new members that were on the show. So I sort of fell off. And then earlier this year, I learned that, I guess at the peak of AKB's popularity, they released a bunch of games. And so I bought them. These were on eBay too. Like, I think most of like the old stuff I have here is from eBay. That's, what is it? AKB 1/48. And this is AKB 1/48 plus 10, where they go to Guam. And this is AKB 1/149, and then some Japanese kanji that I don't know. I think these are like dating sim games. I don't really know. I just know that I enjoyed AK Bingo. A lot of the members that I liked at the time are indies, and it's like, all right, it's a interesting little like novelty thing that I bought basically. Like I do plan to try and play these. When I was looking into them, I found there's a wiki with guides and stuff. So I can actually sit down and try and play them. I haven't tried yet, but I just thought these were really neat and I wanted to get them. Like the second one has like a DVD, which is ridiculous, and I'm kind of interested in that. But yeah, I really liked AK Bingo. I never really listened to any AKB music. I was basically just there for the members, and I found them entertaining, and so here they are. This is like a fun little nostalgia buy for me because it's like, oh, here are all these people that I don't see or hear about anymore because I don't really follow anything that they've gone to do after they left. So yeah, I'm interested to check these out. These will be like silly, fun things that I'll probably play for like a few hours total and then never finish. But who knows? And that's all like the weird old stuff I got. Now I've got, what do we got? 5 Switch games, right? It's newish stuff. Where do I want to start? Let's start with this one because it's sort of a weird one. The first game I have is DC Superhero Girls Teen Power, based on the animated TV show, which I haven't watched a single episode of. I got this mainly because I like superhero stuff. I do comic book videos on the channel. And I just wanted like a superhero game, and you don't really have a lot of options on the Switch. You have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I've played, and that's basically it. I think like the Guardians of the Galaxy game is on Switch, but I'm not going to play that on Switch, right? Like maybe the Arkham games got ported to Switch, but again, I'm not going to play those on Switch. I'll play those somewhere else. But this is a game made for the Switch, so I know it's going to run good. I know it's going to, look decent. Whereas like Batman Arkham Knight is probably going to run terribly and look terrible on the Switch, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, I picked this up. I played a few hours of it. It reminds me of every sort of low budget superhero game based on a show that I played as a kid, like the Teen Titans game on the PS2, or like there was a Batman the animated series game I had played on PS1. Like it's just a little action game. You're not gonna like, it's not gonna be like on anybody's like best action games on the Switch list or anything. It's kind of bare bones so far. Like the action isn't too complicated. It's for kids. But you know what? It's just a fun little throwaway action game you can have a good time with for a little while. And that's all you really need sometimes. So yeah, that game, pretty fun. Now, the next game is, what is it? Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful Life, Love for These Clothes of Desire. This is like a Konosuba visual novel. There's some gameplay stuff, but it's mainly just a visual novel. I watched the first couple seasons of the anime. I read the first couple of light novels, and I enjoyed them, but never really was compelled to continue. But I like the characters, I like the comedy of it, and so when this game got announced a couple of years ago, I'm like, okay, I'll check that out when it comes out. And it was on sale on like Walmart.com or something. It was like 50% off. So picked this up. I played through one route, and I'll eventually go through and get the other ones. Like the gameplay part is kind of a drag because it has you basically sending your main characters out on missions to collect items to then craft clothing, and like it's impossible to get everything on the first playthrough. That's fine, but like doing all the routes seems like it's going to be kind of a pain. So this is a game that I'll probably dip into like every once in a while. I don't think I'm going to go through and just get all the routes right now, but I did play it. It was fun. It reminded me of the show. I had some laughs. Yeah, it's just a fun little visual novel. Next is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. I had Blue Rescue Team on the DS. I played that game a lot growing up. I really enjoy the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I had Rescue Team Blue, and then Explorers of Time, I think is the one that I had. And then I never really played past then, but I really enjoyed those games. And when this came out, this came out in like 2020, it was one of those games that was like, oh, cool, I'll play that eventually. And I guess just eventually is now. I finally picked this up. I was kind of hoping when this came out, it's like, oh, cool, Mystery Dungeon's still around. Hopefully we can get like a cool new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that's not like a remake. And then that never happened. But yeah, I played a couple hours of this. I made sure to get like, when I first played on the DS, I was a Squirtle, and I chose Pikachu as my partner. Did that again here, just sort of for nostalgia's sake, I suppose. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you have all these options, but it's like, those are the characters I sort of associate with the game because those are what I had. So it just felt weird to try and pick anything else. So yeah, I played a few hours of this. It's fun. I still like the Mystery Dungeon games. My one sort of complaint is I don't care for how they got rid of the attacks that don't use up any of your moves PP, right? There used to be just like a basic attack that didn't cost anything in the DS game, and this game does not have that, and I wish that it did. But other than that, it's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's a lot of fun. Oh, also, one thing I dislike about this remake is the friend zones. I forget what they're called, but like where all your recruited Pokemon hang out. Like those used to be areas you could walk around in, and now they're just like screens. That sucks. But yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I like those games. I'm having fun with that. Next up is, let's go with this one. Another Code Recollection. I have never played either of the Another Code games. I think there's one on DS, one on Wii. I know for a fact there was one on DS, because this is one of those games where never played it, never had an interest in really playing it back in the day, but like the DS box is like ingrained into my memory because like I'd go to Walmart and it would like always be on the shelf, like right next to Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. And there was another game, I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it had like I don't remember if the box art itself was green or if like it was just a white box art with the kid with the green jacket sort of looking off to the side. Don't remember the name of that game, but like I can clearly see the box art in my head. But yeah, this was one of those games that like, I saw all the time and got like a weird like memories of it when they showed this at a Nintendo Direct. And sort of as it got announced, like I saw talks of it online. It's like, yeah, the Wii game kind of left off on a cliffhanger that never got concluded. But apparently this game sort of wraps that up. It changes some things about the story, and it's like a story-focused game with some puzzles, I think. So like puzzles are changed because it's not on the Wii or the DS, so you have to kind of change things to fit the Switch. And like I hear like characters from those original games are like straight up removed to sort of like streamline it and whatnot. I don't know. It sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to playing this. I really enjoy like visual novel, story focused games, so this should be right up my alley. And last but not least, I have Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. I loved Mega Man Battle Network growing up. I only had 2 of the games on Game Boy. I had, I think, 3 and 4. And I played those a lot. I don't think I ever finished them. But I did play them a lot. I enjoyed them. I watched the show. I had some, like, of the toys. I even had, like, the pet, like, digital toy where, like, you get the chips with all the other stuff and you can plug it into the side of the digital toy. Yeah, Mega Man Battle Network. I'm looking forward to getting into this. Like, it's just all those games, and I haven't played most of them, and I have some fond memories of them, of like 3 and 4, but like I always kind of wanted to play 1 and 2, but just never did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. And yeah, that's basically it. Those are all the games I got. A whole lot of stuff. Um, but yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.